I will sit in it, as always. Gilet acquired. Coffee poured. Range Rover key ready. Big chunky boots on. Let's go and check out my new Range Rover. Everyone, the stars have aligned. I'm back behind the wheel of a Range Rover. So this behind me is a 2011 Range Rover Vogue. It's a 4.4 litre, guys. It's a 4.4 litre TDV8, and I could not be happier to be driving one again. It sat proudly on my driveway for under 24 hours. It was delivered to me yesterday, but we've just taken the first drive, and wow, I'm so happy to have a Range Rover back in my life. But I need to explain a little bit behind it, because technically it is mine for a bit, but it's not mine long term. In fact, it could be one of yours long term. I need, there we are, split sun visor. I've missed that. Does that look a bit weird for the video though?
Can't really see your face now.
Fine, I'll just be blinded, no problem at all. I'll do it for you all. So, you guys may remember that our previous Range Rover we had, 3.6 litre TDV8, which we absolutely adored. We ended up raffling it with a company called cashraffle.com, and one of you guys watching the channel won it, which made my heart very happy. It was a very, very proud day. I think for about £20, they bought 20 tickets at 99p each, which is just insane. The company basically got back in touch and said, Lucy, we've got this idea, can we run it by you? It involves a Range Rover. So I said, I'm listening. And they basically said they're gonna buy a Range Rover for me to use for a month and then raffle it off to one of you guys again. So basically, in my opinion, I am doing a sort of a service to the community here, to the country. I'm helping you all win Range Rovers for 99p. So hopefully, one day, every viewer of the channel will have had an L322, and that's the way it's going anyway. I mean, we're only sort of 0.00001% of the way there, but we've made a start. This is number 2, and let's see where it goes from there. We did just hit 1 million views on the channel, actually, guys. So we have this is car number 2 of 1 million. We're getting there. So, a few more details on the raffle. There is going to be a link below. The raffle actually starts, I think, the day I'm uploading this video. So the 1st of February is a start date, and it ends on the 29th of February. So this, again, is a guaranteed draw. So it doesn't matter how many tickets are actually sold, there will be a winner of this car. And they're also adding £1,000 cash on top of it to maybe cover your insurance or road tax or something like that. Or just the cash, whatever you like. The winner will be announced on the 29th of February, which is a Thursday at 9 PM. Tickets are 99p. There's going to be a link below to purchase your tickets, and make sure you grab a few. I mean, if I were you, I'd purchase as many as you can, because it's still like a crazy amount of money compared to what this thing's worth. And actually, I know I've only had less than 24 hours with the car, but I can already tell that, no offense to my old one, this just feels that bit better. Obviously, we've got the bigger engine, it's a bit newer, it's got lower mileage. I'll show you guys in a minute on the drive. That 4.4 litre TDV8 is just mwah, stunning bit of machinery. So if you do want to purchase any tickets, you can check out the link below or go to cashraffle.com. They are, of course, sponsoring this video as well on the channel. And a huge thanks to you guys, because if it wasn't for you watching this video, they wouldn't have got in touch and I wouldn't be driving around this beautiful car for the next month. So basically, we're all winners here. So obviously, I'm going to do a full drive video very soon. How is a car this big and heavy this fast? I'm going to do a full driving video soon to show you guys fully what I think of the drive of this car, but I couldn't not drive it in this little introduction video because the smile has not left my face since I sat in this car this morning. It's such a beast. It's 4.4 litre TDV8, as I said earlier, but somehow the 0 to 60 For a car this heavy, it's only 7.5 seconds, which I can't quite wrap my head around. We've just filled the tyres up with some air, so we're feeling literally on top of the world right now. Completely smooth drive, the handling is amazing. It feels a lot more solid actually than the previous Range Rover we owned, and a lot more tight in both the steering, the acceleration, everything about it. It feels great round corners, and of course we're enjoying that 4.4 litre TDV8 engine. Now this has got a top speed of 130 miles an hour and 308 brake horsepower, which I have to say I'm going to be putting to use because it's just so much fun to drive. I've actually missed being in this driving position. It's such a great place to be on the road because you just see above everyone, and it does feel quite big actually, because I've been used to driving the BMW so much, which is so much lower and close to the ground. I feel like, I mean, I'm already used to it, it took me a second, but it definitely felt a lot bigger than the cars I've been driving recently. The off-road tyres that we've got on this make it feel incredibly soft. It definitely helps when you're going over bumps. You don't feel a thing. Mixed with that lovely air suspension that we know and love in the Range Rovers. I really am just loving driving this so much. I don't think the BMW will be even looked at for the next few weeks, no offense. And all it does is makes me want to buy one again. I just really want another one. I've even missed this big old steering wheel. I do feel a bit like I'm driving a bus, but in the best possible way. I think once you've had one of these and you're without one, it all just comes back to you very quickly, and I didn't even have to think about it when I got in this car this morning. The only thing that did put me off slightly was this funny little knob down here. I do end up speaking about a lot of funny little knobs on this channel, don't I? It does seem to come up quite a lot. Whether that's in the car or in the comments, that's definitely going to take some getting used to, but it's fine. We make it work. But honestly, I could not be happier to be back in a Range Rover. Slightly, I have to say. It's quite a long way down in off-road height, and I do promise that one day I will stop driving around car parks. We're in the new car, we are! Did you hear that? Someone's happy in the back there. Oh, right, you are hilarious getting those shots though. Leaping around the puddles like a gazelle, or not a gazelle. A less glamorous, you like this? I don't know, you do this funny crossover thing with your legs, it's brilliant. Right, so let's show you this car in more detail in terms of like the looks, the aesthetics of it. Starting at the front, as we always do. This cameraman needs to keep up. The colour is called Sumatra Black, and if we have a closer look, George is convinced that it's dark blue. I am convinced that George is colourblind because I don't actually see any blue in this. I really just see... It's just black, George. I don't know. Is it meant to be a bit blue? Oh, I don't know. I know what you mean on some angles. It's like a super dark blue, as in like black with specks of blue, but it's definitely black, not blue. I never thought I would like a black Range Rover. It's never been on my list of ones I like. I have got a bit of a thing for green ones, and we had our lovely grey one, but seeing this in person, I actually really like it in the black, and it definitely suits the car. The headlights are surprisingly clear and clean. Our ones were super like, it wasn't even dirty, was it? It was like misty, fogged up sort of thing, but here we can literally see everything. It's super clear, and I think they're some very good looking headlights. I love the grille as well on these, sort of this geometric pattern in 3 big chunks. I mean, you guys watching this know that I've had a car very similar to this before, so I'm not going to go into crazy amounts of detail, but there are quite a few things on this particular one that are a bit different. We've got the wheels around the side. They're 19-inch alloy wheels, but I really love these tyres. We've got these chunky, big Goodyear off-road tyres, and they're just great. Like, I think they add so much to the car. It's the sort of tyres that we were going to get on ours. Actually, these are slightly more off-roady than the ones we were looking at. But yeah, 19-inch alloys. I think they're autobiography wheels. We've got the black caps in the middle. Someone let me know in the comments if you know for sure. I think they're autobiography. I might be wrong there. This isn't an autobiography, but perhaps someone's bought autobiography wheels and swapped them out. I think they're pretty good looking wheels. I've seen a lot of black Range Rovers with black wheels, which I don't particularly like, so it's nice to see one without. To be specific, these are 255 55 R19 means, and I said in the drive a minute ago, you can definitely tell that we're on some bigger tyres here. You can hear them slightly more than the previous model I had, and there's a little bit more road noise from them, but what you get in return I think is well worth it. Of course, we're back into the tractory world as well. You saw me getting my gilet on this morning in our dressing room, and these tyres are just that. Tractory is going into the dictionary. Petition has started, link below. And I feel like this might be autobiography as well. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I know this is coming to the end of when they made this model. I think they finished in 2012 making the L322, so this could have been like a feature that they brought in right at the end as they sort of started to run them off. But I really like how this looks, whether it's meant to be on this car or meant to be on an autobiography. Either way, I think it adds some great detailing. Of course, we've got to mention these big old mud flaps, the big muddy old flaps. Lots of knobs and flaps today. These are very like off-roady. The Queen's Range Rover had mud flaps. I think they're very cool. I know we were toying with the idea of deleting the side steps on our previous L322. These ones are off, so it's actually going to be interesting living with it without side steps. Again, let me know in the comments, are you pro or against side steps? I think they're quite handy and I quite like jumping into the car with them, but I don't actually particularly need them. So I think the car looks great without them, and it's definitely good to try one out without. But even getting into it, you really feel like you're just getting into a real 4x4. You've got to jump into the car a little bit. And then of course with these tyres, the ride height is slightly higher than standard. So yeah, super high up car, and it just feels nice and rugged, you know. Right, now going round to the back. Funnily enough, they've actually removed the rear badge. I mean, I probably would prefer to put one back on if I owned this car. I don't think it's necessary to take it off, but we know how easy and cheap that is to do yourself at home from our previous video. This is something we could potentially do with this car, so comment below if you're for or against it. Maybe we could look into getting one of them and then popping that on ourselves. This massive tow bar is also on it at the moment, which obviously we're not going to need, not going to use, but perhaps the next owner would find that very handy. And if you do use it, it probably means you're using the car for what it's meant to be used for and not what I use it for, which is going around coffee shops. Let's have a look what we've got here. My beautiful split tailgate, which I absolutely love. I know I talk about these a lot. Oh, right. Lovely, lovely split tailgate here. I think these are just so handy. Every car should have one. Can you imagine one of these on every car? The Abarth. Yeah, the Abarth's got one of these on. Really low down, tiny thing. I will sit in it, as always. Let's do the boot check. Again, I look like I'm being... I don't know, I'm not even going to say it. Loads of space in here. Quite clean, actually. I mean... Oh, thanks. Quite clean in here, loads of space. It comes with a nice thick big rubber mat, which is always good to chuck your muddy walk. Okay, I'm getting claustrophobic, get me out. It's always good to put your muddy walking boots in. But yeah, loads of boot space, and it's going to be nice to have a car that again we can let me try that again. I'm showing you just how massive this boot is. It's nice to have a car that we can actually shove things in and out of again without having to question if it's going to fit in the car. Hello mate, what are you doing back there? Eating your snacks. So you can see that we have plenty of space for a car seat in here. Do you like the new car? Yeah. What do you think of it? Is it good? Yeah. Good. But yeah, super soft leather seats. And actually the condition of these seats are amazing. It's like no one's ever sat in it. Super smooth leather. They're heated front and rear seats as well, which is always a welcome treat. And we have got heated steering wheel as well, but let me hop to the other side quickly and show you all of that. And this glove box actually works as well. It doesn't like, when you'd press the button and it would kind of collapse onto the floor. Right, let's show you the driver's seat quickly. So, mileage wise, we've got 108,000 miles or 109,000 miles almost on this. So in terms of interior, it's looking very, very similar to our previous one. There's a few little changes that make it feel slightly more modern. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, like I said before, I don't know about this. So we've got this little gear changer here, which I am someone that, you know, I like a manual car, you know, I like a key that goes into a slot that you turn to start an engine. I like changing gears. Even if it's an automatic, I like the feeling of it being more like a lever, like I'm used to. It feels a little bit unnatural to twist something to go into different gears. So I'm like, a minute ago there was a road closed back there, so I was sort of quickly turning the wheel, going to reverse, going to drive without even thinking, and you just do that. But with this, I was sort of stopping, looking down and like twisting a knob. It just felt weird. It didn't feel natural at all. And it's quite ironic. Such a big, crazy, like tractory, off-road, utilitarian vehicle. And then to change the gear, I'm like twisting a little knob, like dee dee dee. It just seems a bit weird. But anyway, that's the only thing right now that I'm not loving. We've obviously got all of our different driving modes down here, which are very handy. This car sometimes doesn't fit underneath car park barriers, so we've got the air suspension up and down buttons here, which is very, very useful. Things like hill descent, and then like different driving modes along there. But this isn't like a review on what every button does in the car. I'm sure they exist on YouTube. This is more just like a little quick walk around of the car to show you what we've got our hands on here. We've got our buttons on the steering wheel, we've got cruise control, we've got our paddle shift as well. Always a bit of fun. And we didn't have that in the last one. So with the bigger engine, with a 308 brake horsepower to play with, I think these are going to be a lot of fun. We've got sat nav and things on this screen. Let me just quickly pop it on so you can have a little look with me. So this screen actually is in great nick. You see a lot of these that are a bit worn and harder to use. This one's actually in really good nick. And honestly, the buttons, it looks like this car's not even been used. I don't know what happened to our previous one, but it was so much more worn. This almost feels like it was just frozen in time and then just it's here today. 12 years later, somehow still looking like this. Like even look at the detailing on the stitching here, the Range Rover badge over here, it's just perfect. Everything just is in really lovely condition, including our British badge down here. How patriotic. Lovely. I don't think this was standard. Did Range Rover put this on? I don't think they would have done. I'm pretty sure a previous owner's done that. Bits.
No bits.
No bits. Sorry, quick Satsuma break in the back here. There's actually quite a bit of work that's been done on this car as well. It's got a good MOT report in its last MOT. So it's had a lot of work done, and it's got quite a lot of paperwork in the glove box. So let me know if in a future video you'd like me to go through that. Music, because I know quite a lot of you might be interested in the actual specifics of the more specifics and the actual work that's been done to this car. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you'd be interested. In terms of the condition of this car, it seems to be a pretty good one. It's the same story in the rear here. Honestly, it looks like it could have just come out the factory. Like the old one had scuffs all over the back of the seats, probably from where a child's been sat, but they're just immaculate. Like it's almost like it's had a whole refurb, or maybe it's just had a really good detail. My legroom's great, so this is set for me in the front driving, and I'm just nowhere near touching. I'm 5 foot, I tell everyone my height in every single video, I don't know why I'm obsessed with it. I'm 5'8", so 5'8.5", 178 centimetres tall. I like to sit quite far back. I'm not someone who sits right up on top of the steering wheel. Even though I'm in my perfect position, I've still got a ton of room back here. Often you'll see them with rust sort of all along here, and there's like I've seen holes sort of in these areas, but this is looking pretty good. So I'm very much looking forward to filming some videos this month in this car. I've got loads lined up, but please let me know in the comments if you've got any specific questions or things you want me to talk about, things you want me to show, places you want me to take it, and we can try and make that happen, because I'm super excited to have this back parked on the driveway where it belongs. Well, not this specific one, but this car, but an L322. Very, very excited for that. I think you can tell how happy I am about this car and how much I enjoy driving it, and I know a lot of you enjoy seeing me in Range Rovers as well. When I've started making reviews on other cars on the channel, a lot of you are very upset and they said I'm unsubscribing until I see a Range Rover again. So you have to now subscribe again, because I've got a Range Rover again. Not for long, but for some time. It's going to be really interesting living with the 4.4. They reckon you can get 30 mpg out of this. I'm not personally convinced. I mean, what are we on at the moment? Let's have a little look. Because obviously the 3.6, we were getting quite a low one. 22.5 mpg, that's more like it. That's more what I would expect. Let's see how low we can get this. No, I'm joking. It'll be interesting living with a slightly newer one as well, but I do still need to try one of the early models of the L322, the like pre-facelift. I haven't tried one of them yet, so that's definitely on the radar. And like I always say, if anyone's got any cool cars for me to drive or you'd like me to do a review on, then please email hello@lucyoncars.com. There'll be a link below. You can send me an email if you were interested. And yeah, speaking of links below, if you want to get some tickets, 99p each, guaranteed draw, winner announced February the 29th at 9 PM, which is a Thursday, or you can just head over to cashraffle.com. It will be on the website somewhere there. But yeah, really excited for this little collaboration, this car, and for more videos in this car very, very soon. If you enjoyed this video today, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you very soon in the next Lucy on Cars. Are you walking away and expecting me to do a drive or shot? Who do I think I am? What, and what do I do now? Like wave at the camera?
The slowest drive off ever. Can you do it again, but a little bit faster? I want like a sort of dramatic outro kind of thing. I'm gonna put the Lucy on Cars music on it.
Why I went slowly, because I know that you're gonna have to run after me and do your gazelle leaping over the puddles again.
I'm fine. Just do it again. It's a 4.4. It's a V8. We need to get some drama at the end of the vlog.
Ready?
Okay, try again.
Okay. Do I wave first?
Yeah, wave.